Today, I'm interviewing someone whose job is basically getting paid to prepare people for something they hope never happens.
So you wanna be, let's talk what it takes. No shortcuts here, just risks and mistakes. Real ones built it from grit, not luck. So you wanna be, level up, level up.
Reveal yourself. Who are you?
Oh, hello. I
Go
am
ahead. That's you.
Donna Drake. This is so exciting. I'm
How are
passionate.
you today?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited to be here just to help anyone out. I am a professional, passionate financial literacy coach. I focus mainly on life insurance as well. I'm dedicated to helping
Okay.
individuals and families. I want them to take control of their financial future, to protect their income. That's through life insurance. I have a strong foundation in financial education and just real world experience that I just want people to be empowered by. So that's what I do. I try to help people with their financial literacy.
Okay. And what got you into financial literacy and helping people in that
It's
lane?
funny
What got you
story.
into it?
Funny story. When I was, I just had my divorce.
I want to hear it.
And someone actually came to me after my divorce and was like, "Hey, do you have anyone to help you with your finances? Do you have life insurance?" And Jocks, I was 34 years old, and I was like, "What is life insurance?" Now, I graduated summa cum laude from
34.
Florida
You look like
Memorial.
25.
Yeah. I graduated from Florida Memorial, right? Top of my class and everything else, right? So I'm super smart, right? So how do I not know what life
Yep.
insurance was? How did that get past me? Why was I not taught that, period? And that was a shock to me. So I became a client first. And then later on, I said, you know what? I need to tell people who are in my position and just to clear things up. Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it since 2015.
Okay. Awesome. Now, tell me one thing about life insurance do you think that would shock most people?
I think people think that life insurance is just one, but there is a right type of life insurance and a wrong type of life insurance. And about 80% of people have the wrong one. So I kind of educate them on the
Okay.
difference.
What do you mean?
So we have the different types.
So there's a right and a wrong life
Mhm.
insurance.
So
Okay.
we have the different ones. We have the ones that we call cash value, whole life, variable life, universal life. Those are the ones that they're 3 to 5 more expensive than term. They unfortunately they have a low rate of return because it is a life insurance policy with a savings plan together. So when you are investing your
Okay.
money, the first 3 years that you're saving, it actually not saving anything at all. It goes back into the company. And then when you start saving it, then it's just about 3 to 4% rate of return that you get. You can get way higher in mutual funds. And then if you do want to take some money out that you've saved up, they're going to charge you about 6 to 8% loan as well. And if I could just add one more thing that
Okay.
shock people. Say, for instance, my partner passes away and he left $100,000 worth of life insurance and then $50,000 he saved up in his savings. Unfortunately, the family doesn't get 150. They keep the 50,000 cash themselves.
Really?
So we only get the life insurance policy. So I'm not understanding what's the point of saving if I'm not going to get anything anyway.
That's very true. A lot of banks nowadays don't even give 3%. So 3% is actually really good in this
Mhm.
economy. So most banks are giving less than a quarter
Yes.
percent. So that's actually very
Mhm.
interesting. And for the viewers, the listeners, and also myself, you did mention term, and I think you said whole life policy. What are the differences?
So that's the wrong type. So the term life, now the term life is, like I said, it's for a certain
Term life.
term, right? Say, for instance, I'm 25 years old. You're supposed to
Okay.
have the term until you're at least retired, 65. If you want to continue to have the term later on, you can once the term ends, and you can continue on. But by that time, by the
Okay.
time you're 65, if you have the financial literacy, then you'll be able to have your investments already. So if I have $1.6 million by the time I'm 65, do I need life insurance? No, I'm now actually self-insured. So I don't need to spend all that extra because I had two separate accounts. I had my life insurance for just in case to protect my income. And then I have my investments or my savings over here that's compound interest building. So when I retire, I'll get it.
Okay. And why do you think most people avoid life insurance? Life insurance is really not a common, just a common thing in our culture, especially in our culture. Why do you think people avoid it?
It's not taught. Like when I hear life insurance, all I think about, I visualize two things. A life insurance agent who's not my color and knocking on my door, right? And wants my money. And it helps me think of death. No one wants to think about death. No one wants to even think the thought of losing someone, right? So that's what I thought. I was just like, oh, so you're just going to get my money when I die? No, I'm not doing that, right? But it's really supposed to protect your income just in case something does happen to your family. And something were to happen to me, I might lose my family, but my bills are still going on. Something happens to me and I only have my child. Someone has to take care of my child on their income. I haven't left anything for them either. That's not fair. And that's why people struggle raising their grandchildren or their sister's children on their income because they didn't have insurance to cover their protect them. So.
Yeah, true. I think most people do see life insurance as another bill, but really, I think it's an investment to you and your family, your legacy. So that's actually really, really, really good that you mentioned that. What's the biggest lie people believe about life insurance or insurance in general?
Well, that's what's one of it, because I believe that lie, right? I just believe that when I pass away, now people are gonna get wealthy off of me. Like it's a negative thing. Like, no, you're not about to. I heard a mother of 7. She just refused to. She said, I had to work hard and hustle to be able to get through it. They need to do the same thing. Like, I'm not going to give them an easy way out. Her vision and how she saw it was totally negative instead of seeing how this can help your family.
That's selfish.
It really is. 7 children.
Yes. So, wow. That actually ties into my next question. Have you seen a situation where someone not having life insurance ruins someone financially? So that was
it. Way ahead. That was definitely it.
7 kids.
7 children. If anything were to happen to her, someone is going to have to take care of them with their own budget. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. And not to get personal, how do you guys get paid in the business? Do you guys get paid per policy, or how does that work?
We get paid per policy. We get upfront pay because the company wants to make sure that the person is covered, right? And they want to make sure that there is. We get paid in like 24 hours. So if I do a policy today, depending on my contract, 24 hours, I'm going to have my money in my direct deposit. That's just one client. If I have 2 to 3 clients that day, it's going to be another check. So you have a month. You have possibilities of having a check a day or 2, so you have those good months.
Okay. And how many policies have you ever signed in one day? What's the most you ever did?
I've only done like 2. Because I started off just part-time. I forgot to say that. I just started off part-time, making 1 to 2, maybe 3 hours a week, to start off as I had my full-time.
Oh, not that bad.
Yeah. So when I saw the client, sometimes they don't want it. Sometimes they do. So I've always kept it at a pace that it could, so it wouldn't be overwhelming for me. But now that I'm full-time, there's a lot more people to help during my time.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of skeptical people about insurance agents with Primerica. What do you say about the people that are always skeptical about like Primerica? Because in my opinion, I always hear that it's a pyramid scheme. They're just out to get your money. What are the things that you just want to break out and just clear the air for the people that think that?
Well, just like us, we have our guards up, right? Because we've been hurt because of what we heard, right? So definitely people can always do their research, and you'll see that we've made Times Magazine. We're on the Fortune 1000. We're in there to help families. But it's easier to listen to the negative than it is to the positive. So when I say about a pyramid scheme, I haven't heard that in years, right? That's a job, though. That's corporate America. Who gets paid more than the CEO? The CEO, right? You'll never reach the top. Never reach the top if you're in corporate America. I can start from the mailroom and make my way up, but to get to the top is going to be hard. With Primerica, though, the interesting is the more people you help, you can surpass the person there. If I do more than you, then you're going to succeed. I'm going to succeed. So there's no one that's going back down to the level that you started off with. You're either going to stay because of you decided to, or you're going to increase. But if I increase, they increase, and I can always do more than the person who actually, who they call the vice presidents. I can make more than them. It's just my clientele. Yeah.
Okay. I've been to a couple of meetings where I think there are MLMs, multi-level marketing, where if you bring 10 people under you, then you get a certain level. And then if they bring 10 other people, it's a whole nother job. And some people, once they hit that level, it's like, you were okay. How was that? How was that
Now,
experience?
remember, after my divorce, I was trying to find some stuff, right? I was a stay-at-home mom for years. I was living that luxury life, right? Husband paying everything. So I did Avon. I did, what was the other company?
Avon, yes, that's
which
what
was
it
a
is.
travel agency. Paid $500 for this one. I had to bring this one in, this one in, this one in. And I was like, okay, I'm bringing them in. So what's happening? So what do I get? Like, if I don't, what's happening here? It was so confusing. But, when you go to the conventions and you feel the excitement and everything, you get caught up. But no one is explaining to me how that helps me and how it can give me residual income.
Right.
So it was just like, I'm going to sit back here and I'm just going to teach because I'm not getting anything out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, those meetings are funny. It's always one person that goes up on stage. He was living in his car and he added 10 people. And now all of a sudden he's debt free. Like, he's this most powerful speech.
Great.
And then next thing you pull out your credit card, you're like, I'll sign up right now.
I'm telling you. And that's a difference, which is one of the reasons why I even started with Primerica as an agent, because what they did first, Jocks, was they educated me. I needed to know what it is. And as an educator, that was serious for me. And I was like, how do people not know this? Why are we not telling everybody? I was an easy sell. Why are they not telling everybody? I need to tell some people about this because we don't know. So I love it that the education is first before. On the first time I talk to a client, I'm going to educate you first. I don't want anything from you. Repeat to me what I just told you so that you can have an understanding of what I just told you. And if you can repeat it and I can help you, then let's go ahead and do some business, period.
Yeah, education is definitely key. Have you ever done that? You actually had to sit down and explain something and it finally clicked and they eventually started trusting you?
That's every day. That's almost every day. That's what I do.
Every day. Okay,
I do it in a bigger circle. I do it in a bigger circle now. I call it Financial Literacy 101 because I want the groups to know, right?
Okay.
You feel safe. Right? Because we as Primerica, you don't see us on commercials because everything goes to our agents. We're not going to do that. So it's one-on-one. I'm talking about you, your family, and your finances. You have to know me and trust me. So it's a referral system. So Jacques, you would say, hey, my auntie needs to hear this. I'm not going to go knock on someone's door. I'm not going to cold call. It's going to be, you can always touch me. You can trace me back to somebody so that, hey, this Donna done messed me up. You need to talk to her. So that's how that works. It's a referral with family and friends.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what's the biggest mistake you think somebody has when they choose a policy?
I think people have the right intention, right? They have the right intention. Once they find out what it is, they have the right intention to do it. But because they don't know what they're signing, they're not going to read the fine print. They're just going to sign it away because they think it's the right thing that they're doing. They're just not asking questions or the right questions. Because if you ask the right questions, then you'll be able to get the answer. I've done it before. If I have a person who has that cash value, I'll say, get me on the phone with your agent. Because I want you to, what I just taught you, you can ask them the questions. You can say, am I only getting 3-4%? What happens to my cash value? Does the company keep it or does my family get it? They have to tell you. You signed the paper. They didn't explain to you that you signed it, that you clicked that little button, but you did. You said you are going to choose the most and the company will get the lesser. You don't get both. They have to say it. So now that was easy. Now let me give you the right one. And that's how that works. But they trust you to do that. Because some of the people that signed them up, my uncle was upset because somebody that signed him up was his friend. It was his friend. So he was like, my friend wouldn't do that to me.
Wow.
I know they wouldn't, but go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and ask the questions. Why are you paying
Wow.
$537 for $1 million policy? Why? And I just gave you a quote for
Wow.
$120.
So in that situation, would you then correct their life insurance
Yes.
policy? And then I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but like, would it rewrite the other one? Then you would get the deal at that point?
So yeah, so what we do is we go ahead and we don't want them to cancel any policy because they
Okay.
have to be approved by underwriting, right? They have to make sure you're approved first. So what we do
Right.
is we're going to go ahead and start it, get you approved first, and then we will go ahead and transfer over. We go ahead and transfer over what you had to us. They have to sign it and release the paper, but only if if they get qualified. If they're not qualified, then there are times that I can't help them. I can't help them out. I have a 68-year-old that if they come to
Wow.
me, they're going to be paying $400. They're older with issues and they had it for 20 something years. You have to keep it. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
So it's too late for some of them sometimes, unfortunately. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so for everyone listening, if you have an existing policy, please reach out to Donna. She'll definitely check out your policy. Make sure that you are in good hands and make sure that you're paying the best. Have the best plan for yourself and your family. That's definitely paramount. It doesn't hurt. Why not try it out? What's the craziest situation you ever seen where insurance made a huge difference? I heard a lot of stories. What's the crazy situation that you ever heard?
Something just happened. I have a story about that. I had 2 deaths, and this is my first, after all these years, my first death claim.
Oh, man.
And she was been my client since the beginning, one of my first clients. And she was her husband was divorced, right? But he was now on his deathbed, right? So what she had
Wow.
to do, she kept the insurance policy over him, though, right? So when it happened suddenly, the family didn't know what they were going to do. They were in disarray. You know what she said? I'm going to call Donna. Donna, I need your help. How much do we have? And in 2 weeks, they had the check. She was crying. The children were crying, but they
Wow.
weren't crying because of sadness. It was just how we came through, how they thought they had no way out. But because
Yes.
mom did the right thing years ago, then the family is okay. Then they won't lose the house. The children won't lose the house. Now they're able to finish college because they have the money to do so. So that right there was like, you're welcome. Like, this is why I'm going to continue to do it, because you just never know. It's insurance. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, true. A lot of people always, I see it happen a lot. They wait till the last minute or wait till something happens before they reach out to a life insurance agent, a real estate agent, or anyone in that field. I think we should be more proactive than reactive. So that way, when it does happen, you have it in place. I think that's very important. I can't tell you how many people want to skip a process and then, then we have to hit them with the bad news or they end off with a worse policy. Typically, when you get a policy, like, what do? Do you have to go I'm sure you have to go to the hospital, get checked.
No,
Is there like something you have to do in the meantime?
there are 2 things you can do.
No?
Sometimes if you're trying to get a policy over 300, then of course we're going to check your medicals, but they come to you. They
Okay.
come to your home, they come to your business, wherever it is that they want you to do, and they'll do that for you. That's called the medicals. Usually with the medicals, if you're in good health and stuff like that, you're going to have something lower, because I can give you a quote, but at the end of the day, I'm not the underwriter, right? I'm not the one who's saying yes or no. So
Right.
then there are people who are in great shape that don't need to do anything. They get approved immediately. When I put the policy, they'll say approved, and they don't have to do a thing. So it all depends on the comfort of the customer. If they choose that they want to get their medicals done, they can. If it's over 3, yes. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why you need so much?
That's a lot of money.
I know what's going on right here. If you're
I
in
need 700,000.
no kids, wait a minute, and you make it 2,000 a month. Something's not right. Let's get there. Let's make that math for you right now. So with that, and just to say that usually we give about 10 times what, because we want to give them the right amount as well. Right. So we choose either their
Okay.
budget. What can you afford? If they don't know, if they say I can only do 50, then I have the right. Now I have to make sure that it's 50. If they say I need to make sure that my family's covered, then I have to look at how much they're paying now for their mortgage, right? What's going to happen to their children? Are they going to be able to go to school in a couple of years? So I have to go through that as well, to make sure that they have the right amount and not just give them 150 just to get a quick sale. Sometimes they need 750. Sometimes they don't need 750. Honey, you only need 300, but I can give you the offer. So it's not a quick process. And I like that because I get to know the person. I get to understand what they need. I know their heart. What is it that you want for your family? And then we're so affordable that if someone says I can only pay $35, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they have the right amount. I'm going to stick to their budget and make sure I don't go over it. Now, if it's like 38, I'm like, listen, it's 38. Can you do that comfortably without hurting yourself?
Right.
But because it's financial literacy, before I do that, I do their budget. Wait, I know you think you can hold 50,
okay,
but let's go ahead and look at your budget first to make sure that you can afford that. If they're honest with me, then we're able to give them more or less and let them know that's a bit too much. Let's go ahead and just bring it down to 25 just to keep it safe.
Okay, so that's actually interesting. I was going to ask if you kind of make your budget friendly to see if they are able to afford the policy. Because sometimes I hear the policy just give in, they're like 200, 250, and after 2-3 months they can't afford it because life happens. So that's actually very, very good that you go through that.
Because that was me. Right, okay. I was a client first.
And if someone is, well, sometimes you got to learn. You learn, and then the student becomes the teacher, which is great.
That's right, exactly right.
If someone is listening and watching this and they're on the fence, what would you tell them to just go ahead and just pull the plug on the life insurance?
I would just say,
just go ahead,
just get educated first. If the person that you're talking to can't explain everything that you're about to sign, then we have an issue. Tell me what it is that I'm signing. Tell me what it is that life insurance is first. Break it down to me so I can have a full understanding. And always get 2 quotes. Always don't want to just jump to the first one, right? You want to be able to say, get your second opinion, because this is a part of your life. This is about your family. So just because a doctor said you need this, hold on, let me go see another doctor to make sure that you're right. And if we're not, then it's a decision that you have to make. It's a decision. So we always try to say, okay, and that's what you just said before. At least let me look at it. It doesn't hurt for me to look. I'm going to tell you what you have. If you have something great, I've met someone who had amazing. I think it was like New York. I was like, oh, this is amazing. We can't touch that. So it's not like we're always going to say we're the best. I was like, no. You keep that where it is, right? To where it is. Trust me, right? So there are people who are in great positions, but then there was like, oh no, what is 15,000? What is this? You can't do anything with this. You need more. Why are they charging you so much? So I break it down to them. If they allow me to, then it's like, but when it comes to if it's cousin, family, or friend that just, sold them the policy, they're offended, not by me. Like they're offended. How my cousin would never, my brother would never, but they did, honey. I just asked them. I'll talk to them if you want me to. But that's the hardest part. There is to get them to understand that you just have to know what you have. Mm-hmm.
And another off question. So, do you think it's harder to sell to your family than this to sell to a stranger? Yeah.
Remember, I'm a teacher. I'm a divorce too. What do you know about this? Go sit down somewhere. Because I put myself in my shoes. My cousin, who I know is out there doing what he's doing, working at a grocery store. You come and tell me about money and life insurance? No, thank you. Tell me, come back to me when you have $1 million, and I'll sit down with you then. It's tough, right? But you just what my job is to let you know about it. What you do with it is your business. Right. But I need to see what I'm doing, how I'm helping people. And if you want me to help you, I can. But yet family and friends, it's tough out there.
Yeah.
What do you?
And you would think they would be the ones that would trust you more, more. But I understand, sometimes they just want you in their business and things like that. So I think after a while we do understand that. But in my experience, the people that you don't know are the best clients. They contact you. So it's just
it is.
And it very true. And let everyone know how to contact you, your handles, and And everybody, everything that she says will be dropped in the description box below. Her name, email address, everything, so let everybody know how they can reach
Well, to
you.
get an appointment with me, I have just a Calendly, and
Oh, she busy. You
listen,
hear
I
that?
booked my family, so I can't talk to you right now. Go ahead and check my calendar and go ahead and put yourself on it.
I love it.
Okay. So the best way to reach me is through my cell phone. I'm a WhatsApper. Okay, all day on my phone.
Me too.
Telephone
Me
number.
too. We from the,
That's
that's why.
why. Yes, that is exactly.
Yeah, we from everyone from the islands is on
That's right.
WhatsApp.
That's right. So you want a quick response? Definitely. My telephone number is the best way. 786-227-4386, the same number for over 20 years. And my calendly.com /Drake Donna. That would be my calendar to just put yourself so we can have a conversation. My Instagram is just my name, Donna Lynn Drake, and so is my Facebook, Donna Lynn Drake. That's it.
Okay.
My Cash App is.
And thank you, Donna. Hey, you want to drop the cash up? And why not?
So, you know what, something I do need to mention this also, though. Everything that I do is complimentary. Remember, the clients aren't giving me any money. The company's paying me. The
Right.
companies are paying me, but the clients don't get anything. Everything is complimentary, just to look over your finances, is to help you to see how we can get a financial game plan going for you. Sit down, do your budget. It's fun for me because I like to hear. As a teacher, you hear, "Ooh, they just got it right." So when you sit down with a client and it clicks, like, man, that helps. That's like a big boost for me that I just taught somebody something that they've never heard of, and then when they make a decision to move on with me, then that's even better. I have friends for life. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, Donna. I learned a lot today, even a few things I didn't know before. Even before when we was off the air, you did tell me a lot of things about just everything in general. So I do appreciate it. Anything else you want to give the viewers and listeners?
Yes, I just want to tell people about one thing that I learned is that being the provider of the family, it is your responsibility to make sure that your family is taken care of. I have my 2 children. If anything were to happen to my 2 children, then they would get everything they have, because I don't want them to have a rough life, right? I wanted to make it easier for them, right? And the people who have to raise them, because if now they're tight with money, so now they're going to be frustrated and everything else. But if I leave 300,000 for them, I think they would treat my children just a little bit better, because they have it, right? So we're helping we're helping someone do better, and that's the goal. Don't be selfish. It's no longer about us. That's what our great grandparents and things like that had, but we know better. So when we know better, we do better, and just get the information. Information is key.
Yeah. And actually, that made me think of something. I had a friend a while ago. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. His mother, rest in peace, passed away. And he had a policy where he was young at the time. He was like 17, 18. So he got a part of the life insurance at X amount of years, at like 19. And then another bigger chunk at like 25 years. Are you able to set that up, or who does that? And I think that was actually very smart, because I think when you're very young, you don't know, and you're not really good with money. You're just learning everything. You're still wet behind the ears. But the bulk of I think like another 100, 200,000 was not given until when he was 25. He was a little bit older, a little bit smarter and seasoned. Figure out what you're doing in your life. Was that something that you guys do as well?
Yes, as beneficiaries. First of all, we can't leave anything to minors. So I set that up for my daughter. My daughter is a spender, so she can only touch it when she's 25. Don't even know. We're not getting all of that at the same time. We're not doing that. We're going to set this up properly, ma'am. So yes, we are able to do that. We also work with a law firm that's able to help people do their trust as well. So we have a lot of partners that we work with that just wants better for families. So there's so many different areas that we touch on. But because, the basis is to protect your income, the first and most important thing right now would be to have your insurance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I always have a question too. So let me see if you know this answer. So if somebody passes away and the family does not know the parent had life insurance, right? They didn't know. It's there. 300, 400,000, whatever. Who would contact them? Or if anyone. Right. Nobody.
Oh,
Okay, I
sorry.
figured.
Primerica does.
I figured. I don't see a lawyer say, hey,
No.
there's a policy that
Primerica does, though.
Okay. Isn't
It
that
is
bad?
terrible. No,
Oh,
they
they do?
hope for
Okay.
that, though. They hope that you don't know, right?
Right.
Because
Okay.
they have free money now. So that's one of the reasons why I love the
Right.
company. When 911 hit, this is going to be so touching. When 911 hit, and all those people who ever had a Primerica life insurance policy, we called each and every person
Okay.
who was a beneficiary.
Wow.
Each and every person. It was 41 that
Wow.
we had on that
Wow.
plane. 41 people that we called. That is what we do. We have a huge headquarters in Georgia. That's what they do. They make sure that you
Wow.
have the beneficiary, and we call them. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know whoever's listening if that's one of their fears, but I think before I do have life insurance now, but I always wondered like, hey, if I had a $300,000 policy and my son is just out there and no one knows he does life insurance, like who would contact him? But I'm happy that you actually told me that and you're
Yes.
honest, because I feel the same way too, because I just feel like they're not going to call you unless it's a reputable company like Primerica.
Right.
Okay.
We're not calling you.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So do you set somebody up in place for that, like an attorney,
No,
or
actually,
who would be
what
like
we
the
do is
backup
because
person?
you're my client. So I make sure that your beneficiary knows. So we contact the beneficiary as well.
Okay.
They have a contingent beneficiary, at least two others, just in case the first beneficiary is, pass away first. You have to have someone. So the first contact after the policy is done is we call for the information. We let them know this is my number. This is that. We have the conversation. So everyone knows what's going to happen just in case. Everyone knows in 20 years, in
Okay.
30 years, if something were to happen, then that happens. And if they want to update or change, because, my husband took me off real quick. If something were to happen, then they can update it and change it as well. So yes.
Okay. And just kind of piggyback off that, you did mention in the earlier story where somebody had their ex-husband pass away and they're able to still do the claim. So if you're still on that policy, you're still able to get that
Yes,
claim, correct?
because
No matter if you're still
you're the
married or not?
policy owner. You're the
Okay.
one who's been paying it to cover. Because when you're married, you're getting something covered for your husband. You're getting something covered for your wife. So if anything were to happen, the husband chooses not to pay theirs, so they have no claim if something were to happen. But if the wife continues to pay because she's a policy owner, then they will be the person who gets it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just learned a lot, Donna. Did you learn a lot?
I love
did.
talking about it. I love talking about it so much because information is like, if I knew this at 20, so, you just know better.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it. I know we've been trying to do this for quite some time. We have to have a part 2 and part
Definitely.
3.
I'm so ready.
I have a lot more questions. Thank you so much, Donna. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Everyone listening and tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. We are here with Donna, the Prime America insurance expert. You guys have a wonderful day.
All right.
So you wanna be, let's talk what it takes. No shortcuts here, just risks and mistakes. Real ones built it from grit, not luck. So you wanna be, level up, level up.